Sean, I did not agree to be recorded.
I got so much footage of you, buddy. Don't you worry about that. We go back quite a ways. All right. Oh, I got to look up what episode number this is. Okay. This is Up for Debate, episode number 272, recorded February 22nd, 2024. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very exciting episode of Up for Debate. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by the man behind the camera, Mr. Matt Mariani. Good evening, Matt.
What's going on, Mr. Sean? Glad to be with you once again. And what's this? We have guests today.
We have a whole squad of people here because we are bringing back one of the great traditions of the show. We did it a number of times. The pandemic tried to kill it, but it got vaccinated and survived. It is the Movie League is returning, and we have got a stellar cast of stars here who are going to be bidding on movies we're going to be tracking all year long. I think there's no time like the present to dig into it. Why don't we introduce our teams? We'll talk a little bit about the rules, and then we'll dig into the bidding. Sound good?
It was good. Sure is crowded in here tonight.
We got a lot of folks, Matt, and I'm going to introduce folks in order of past success, believe it or not. And I'm going to start with our most successful team in the history of the draft. They account for 3 total wins, 2 from Sarah, 1 from Dan. They also have the record for most films bought in a single draft with 9. And Sarah holds the records for the cheapest film ever bought at $3. Introducing Dan and Sarah. They are team the good, the bad, and the bulgogi.
Thanks. Wow. What an introduction. I didn't know that we had all these accolades.
The winningest team in history.
Sarah is dialing in from an undisclosed Korean barbecue joint somewhere in Manhattan. So
you can listen to the sizzle all around me.
It smells great.
So we hope to continue this success with this new strategy of we're going to be considering our movies a lot more carefully today. There'll be a lot more deliberation and maybe some more lag. But I think that'll help us make more intelligent decisions.
Well, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Next up, we have a team with a combined 1 win, 1 from Matt, none from Heather. They own the record for the highest grossing film ever in league history, Endgame, which made $858 million. They also own the lowest grossing movie in the history of the Movie League, Playmobil the Movie, which made $1 million. Let's welcome Matt and Heather, a.k.a. the Fair Mether fans.
Sean, I thought everybody was here tonight to watch me play Dream Daddy. I don't know what this Movie League you're talking about.
No, March Madness is not here yet, so relax.
It's just around the corner. And if you're a fan of text-based adventure games,
run.
I highly recommend you listen in. Did you ever see the Playmobil movie, Sean?
I'm half convinced it does not exist. I think that was some tax avoidance scheme that we got caught up in.
I'm just saying, maybe for our patrons, we do a little watch along
to watch like all the lowest grossing movies in the history of the league because there's some real stinkers in there.
Keep it in your back pocket. I think we got a plan. Yeah.
Next up, we have a team, 1 combined win back in 2019, a recent winner. They hold the record for the fewest films bought in a single season with 3. And we're thrilled to have them. Some OGs, Mike and Laura, are here, a.k.a. the Gooper Troopers and Teddy.
Hello.
Hello.
We're happy to be back.
Excited to be here with you guys. I think our worst movie was Shaft.
Yeah,
that might have been it. I think maybe 6 people went and saw it.
Yeah, not great. Not great. But nonetheless, we're thrilled to have you. This is going to be great. Next up, we have a team who has never won, and I have here in my notes, no meaningful records. This is a team that has been here and participated. Let's welcome Colby and Laura, a.k.a. What did we just... Oh, Tucked In T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think middle of the road describes my Movie League performance in the history of the Movie League.
Well, hopefully it's a record-breaking year for you.
Yeah. If it is, we can blame Laura for that.
No, well, listen, we got new blood this year. Very exciting.
It can't get worse.
No. Well, speaking of worse, our final team has combined for no wins, and the reason they're last is because not only do they have no wins, but they also hold the record for the lowest season total in Movie League history, just $294 million. Let's welcome back Kaylee and Brian, a.k.a. McTastical.
Woo! Yeah. $294 million. I'd still like to see that.
Yeah. Thank goodness it's not real. No, we're excited to have you guys. We're excited to have all the teams. This is going to be a great time. So very quickly, for those who haven't been here before, we're going to auction off movies coming out between March 1st and the end of 2024. 30 movies in total. Each of these teams has 100 fake dollars they're going to use to auction off these movies, and they're going to get credit for the movies they buy of the domestic box office total, which we're going to add up at the end of the year and crown a champion. It's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to do a live auction here. I believe our auction ears are ready to go, and so I think we're going to jump into our first movie, which is, as I mentioned, coming out March 1st, right around the corner. Early reviews are positive. Let's talk about Dune Part 2. Now, of course, Dune Part 1 came out in 2021, made $110 million at the domestic box office. And we're going to open it up. Guys, we got 30 movies. We got to start somewhere. The bidding for Dune Part 2 is officially open. I see $2 from Dan Miller. $2 here. I see $5 from Mike. We got 6 from Dan. We're inching our way up here on this one. 6. Mike, I appreciate the 6.5. I should have mentioned you cannot bid $half, which doesn't matter. Dan takes it to 8. We got $8 to Dan. $8 to Dan going once. No, we got 11 from Mr. Rodecker. 11 to Mike. Gooper Troopers and Teddy not messing around early. 12 to Dan. 12 to Dan. We're inching our way forward here. 15. All right. We're getting some serious cash on this. People are excited. 16. Early reviews say it's better than the original. 16 to Dan. We got 16 going once. 17.
Better than the original.
Better than, listen.
It's not too riveting to me.
People are excited about this one. Dan Miller, we're now up to 18. 18 for Dan. And Sarah bidding their way up here. 18 going 20 to Michael. This is a real back and forth. One of you just pick a higher number. 21 to Dan. We got 21 to Dan. Let's see if there's a response here. Going once. Going twice. 22. 22 to Mike. How high? 23. Guys, this is a quarter of your whole budget here. 23 to Dan Miller. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. But again, this is the first movie. 23 to Dan Miller. Going once. Go 24. Oh my goodness, we might be here all night. 24 to Mike. 25 to Dan Miller. He and Sarah, this is top of their strategy. They want this one. 25 going once. 25 going twice. And we are going to say sold to Dan Miller and Sarah for $25. And any comment on that, Dan?
It's all going according to plan.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't let Sean give you any advice about this movie night. If
Yeah, when is Sean gonna play?
you know
We're
what's
gonna
good
put
for
his
you is-
ideas to the test.
not only is he not playing, but if he doesn't exactly have a great recent track record with success with our games. If you ask him about how the Super Bowl betting pool went, not super good, not super good for Sean.
Didn't Sean play the movie league once and
I won
win?
the first one, and I'm undefeated. I'm 1-for-1. So
Maybe Sean's purgatory is watching all the crappy, underperforming movies.
no, it's literally doing hours of research on all my great notes I have here, which we're going to talk about with our next film coming out on March 29th. The franchise continues. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. And this time the original Ghostbusters are back. The previous Ghostbusters film, Afterlife, was released in 2021, made $130 million. But the real question is, what's it going to make this time around? Frozen Empire is now open for bids. Let's see, who's going to start us off here? Every movie will be sold. $2 to Mike. He's a little mad he missed the last one. Mike and Laura looking to get their first film here. We got $2. Still sitting at $2. Do I hear $3? Do I hear $3? $3. $3 to the tucked in t-shirts. $3, $3, $3. $5 to the McTasticals. Getting in early here. $5 for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. $5 going once. Going twice. And we have a $6 at the last minute sliding in under there. to the Gooper Troopers and Teddy. $6 going once, $6 going twice, and we are sold. $6. How are you feeling about that one?
Wow. I love me some Paul Rudd.
You know, who doesn't? Paul Rudd and a bunch of old comedians who aren't relevant anymore. It's going to be a lot of fun at the theaters in March. Coming out the same weekend, let's see how they compete with each other. On one hand, you got Ghostbusters. On the other, the fourth in a franchise, Kung Fu Panda 4, is coming to theaters. A film franchise that has lost a little money each time out. The first one, $215 million in 2008, $165 million in 2011, and the most recent in 2016, $143 million. It's been quite a while, but will the kids get excited? We love our family's movie here. Kung Fu Panda 4. It's too early to be mincing my words. Is officially open for your bid. We got a great kids franchise here early in the year in March. Dan, thank you for the $1. Appreciate us getting started here, but we can't sell it for that cheap, guys. Come on, this is too much of a bargain. We got 4 to the McTasticals, 5 to the tucked-in T-shirts. We're going back and forth here. This is easily, I mean, this is a massive billion-dollar franchise here, guys. $5 to the tucked-in T-shirts. We got $5. I hear 6.
I will say, judging by the number of YouTube ads I've gotten for it, their advertising budget is huge.
No, listen, everyone loves a good DreamWorks film. We got $7 to the tucked-in T-shirts. Looking to start off strong here. $7 going once, going twice, and for $7, oh, we got an 8. I'm sorry, I'm going to take back the sold because Sarah slipped in there, so it's not sold yet. $8 to Sarah. Got to give you guys an opportunity to respond. $8 going once, $8 going twice to Sarah. Colby comes in at 9, just in under the wire. We're looking for 10 here. We're looking for 10 by the time I say it's closed. Going once, going twice, and it is sold to Colby for $9. The tucked-in T-shirts with their first film of the evening.
Is Jack Black in this one?
What was that?
Is Jack Black in this one?
He is returning in the titular role as the Kung Fu Panda. I'm assuming that's not his name, is it? Po, the Kung Fu Panda. By the way, speaking of kicking ass, our next film here, part of the Monsterverse, coming out April 12th. It is Godzilla x Kong, a new empire, guys. This time they're teaming up. The previous film, Godzilla vs. Kong, picked up $100 million, but that was right as the pandemic was starting. Will people get excited to go out to the theaters to see these two baddies work together for the first time? We're going to find out here. Godzilla vs. Kong, our film right here, is now open for bids. We got $1. Dan hot on the trigger. Not messing around. Brian here with 4. We got Mike with 6. Probably could be another $100 movie. $100 million, we'll see. 6 for Mike. Holding steady here. Holding steady. We're going to go once. We're going to go twice. And he's going to get it for $6 to the Gooper Troopers and Teddy. Already 2 $6 movies. So it's going for a bit of a budget play here.
Yep, that's our plan. 6 movies, $6 each.
I don't know what that adds up to, but it sounds great.
Donate the rest to charity.
The rest goes in my pocket. All right, let's go on to our next film here. Coming out on April 26th, guys, it is Civil War. No, not the Marvel one, the actual one in America. Guaranteed to be a big bummer. Civil War, directed by Alex Garland, the British man, who also directed Ex Machina and Annihilation. I'm sure he'll have plenty to say about an American Civil War. Get excited. Coming to a theater near you. Civil War is now open. We got a quick $1 from Dan, and he outbid himself. You can pay the extra buck, Dan. It's okay. I'll take it from you. Okay, and Brian bid -1. I don't think it works that way, though nobody's ever tried, so I guess credit to you. We're still sitting at $2 for Dan. $3. Dan, you keep outbidding yourself. Let me make clear to everybody, if you're the first person to bid and the person after you says the same amount, you get it if you're the first person.
Okay, good point.
So $3 to Dan right now. Dan, you can bid 4 if you like, or 5. We've got $3 here on Civil War. Going once, going twice. And it's sold to Dan, paying a couple extra dollars on that one. Are you excited to see Civil War, Dan?
Apparently.
You'll be one of the dozens who see it. Get excited. Up next, we have it's a franchise film, but does anyone remember the original The Fall Guy, based on the 1980s TV show? Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt join this action romance, high energy film, The Fall Guy, about a stunt driver who gets a little too involved in the action. Get excited. It's coming out May 3rd, and the bid is now open for this one. A quick $2 from the Tucked In T-shirts. Kicking us off here on The Fall Guy. $3. I think, Matt, is that your first wager tonight?
It is.
All right, getting in on the action here. We're up to $5 now for the Tucked In T-shirts. $5 on this Ryan Gosling thriller. $6 to Mether. $8 back to the Tucked In T-shirts. Hanging in there. Are they going to get it? I'm typing closed right now. Going once for $8. Going twice. And sold to the Tucked In T-shirts. It's interesting. I'll point out here that was bought for $8. We have only 3 teams have purchased movies so far. We got 2 teams sitting on the sidelines here. Maybe they'll get excited and involved for this next one. It's an original property, a rare thing in 2024. We're talking about Imaginary Friends, this hybrid live-action animated film from the twisted mind of John Krasinski. Talks about what if imaginary friends were real. Get excited. This one looks like a wild one. Coming out May 17th. Great for the kids. It is open for bids at this point. Imaginary Friends. Great $1 start for Dan and team. Matt's going to jump in with 2 for Mether. 3 out to McTastical. We're inching our way up here. We got $4. Guys, we got to keep going here. We're $4 right now for Dan and Sarah. They've already picked up 2 movies so far tonight. Are they going to get this one for $4? Guys, you're letting this one go. Going once, going twice. Sold for $4. Everyone's saving what's everybody saving their money for? Is my question. Anyone want to cough up their strategy?
I heard there's a
Garfield
secret
movie.
Star Wars movie, yeah.
Oh, the secret
in
one
the
that's
Garfield
coming
movie.
out. Yeah. Well, I didn't mention this in the rules. A lot of shifting has happened in these dates, and movies have slipped to 2025. If it does, you get a replacement movie chosen by me. You could get something better. You never know. But speaking of something better, we have a long, excited for sequel here. It is Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, coming out May 24th. Fury Road out in 2015, so it's been a while. But grossed $154 and had a lot of critical acclaim. Are people going to go back to the theaters to see the second outing of this crew in their apocalyptic world? Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga. We're going to open this bad boy. I know we have a lot of fans of the original here on the show.
We think it's really funny when Sean says colon.
Listen, the punctuation is important. I get a kick. And by the way, there are a ton of movies this year with colons in them, so get excited. Listen, we're already up to $10. This is the fastest bidding we've had all night. Colby just bid 10 divided by 1, which is 10.
Which is 10.
Which is 10. But he corrected himself to 11. So we're at 11 right now for Tucked In T-shirts. 12 to Dan and Sarah, whose team name is just too long for me to say over and over.
Colby's just trying to remind us that he can do math.
Yeah, it's good. It threw me off for a second. We're up to 14 now for Dan and Sarah. Aggressively bidding. Dan, you were a fan of the original, if I remember.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'm sure you'll be in line to go see it. $14. We got 15 now from Brian. $15 is where we're at. Will anyone respond? $15 going once. $15 going twice. And we are going to sell it to you, Brian, for $15. That is your first movie tonight.
Woo! Also a fan.
It's a good one.
A good one. That's one of those movies I watched when I was in a bad mood and hated it, and then watched it later in a better mood, and I liked it. And I said,
I think
everybody likes this movie.
I think it was also one of the first movies that started the whole black and white trend. The previous one. They're all doing it now.
And by the way, speaking of post-apocalyptic environments, we're back to another franchise. It is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, May 24th. Coming out, this is going to be an exciting one. It's the fourth in the franchise, starting with Rise all the way back in 2011. 176 million on that. We went to Dawn of the Planet in 2014 and A War on That Planet in 2017. So it's been a little while, but we're coming back, and this time the apes have a kingdom. It's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and we're going to open it up for bid right now. And we got a couple quick bids here. We're at $2 right now for the Gooper Troopers and Teddy. We got $5 now to Tucked In T-shirts. Going back and forth. We're up to $7 with McTastical here and Brian. We got $8 back to the Tucked In T-shirts. We're going back and forth. These guys are just bananas for these apes. We have got... didn't even write that one down. I just came up with that. We're hanging here at $8 to the Tucked In T-shirts. I'm starting to type in close, so if anyone's ready to bid, we're going once, we're going twice, and they're going to own all the movies at this pace. They're doing a great job here. Tucked In T-shirts. Doing quite well here. They purchased that one for $8. Are you, Colby, Laura, are you guys excited to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Colby's mom is.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, that's who I would consider to be an average movie.
I didn't know that.
She was telling me about it. We saw a commercial for it.
Colby's mom, a famous cinema tastemaker.
Absolutely.
Wow. I had no idea my mom was a Planet of the Apes.
Well, good. Now you can go and tell her you own the movie. It'll really confuse her. We're going to continue here. We've had Furiosa, we've had King of the Planet of the Apes, but what about the kids? They need something to watch. Why not another Chris Pratt animated movie? That's right, the Garfield movie. It's the first movie starring the titular orange cat since 2006. This one is fully animated, CGI, coming out on May 24th. Are the kids going to watch it? I sure hope so, because someone's going to own it. It is now open for bid. Dan, I think, just has like some kind of macro to just get the one in there automatically, which is great. There's no shame in that. But Brian's already outbid you for $3 here.
Is this Illumination, Sean?
Is this? This is Illumination, I believe. Yes. Absolutely. $4. Still hanging here. $5 back to Brian. Everyone loves a good kids movie. He eats the lasagna. Everyone has a good time. $5 still to Brian. Oh boy, I'm going to close this. Going once. Going to... Oh, and Sarah comes in with a silent 6. Oh, she's just sneaking in there. She's got it. Question is, will Brian respond? Because we're going on 6. We're going once.
I'll respond.
And he's got it. We're back to 7, baby. Brian, $7. Going once. And Sarah's in for 8. She wants this one. She's going to own it. As an Orange Cat owner myself, I get it. $8 for Sarah and Dan. Going once, going twice, sold to Sarah.
I forgot. Sarah does have an orange cat. That's a great point, Sean.
You know, it's $8 for a kids movie. You could do a lot worse. We only have 2 double-digit movies so far. Everyone's really holding back, which means someone at the end of this is going to have a lot of money left. We'll see who it's going to be, because we're going to continue on to our next one here. This was a late addition, moved up in the schedule, so we've added it. It's The Crow, the remake of the 1994 film based on the graphic novel. Will it make $1 billion? No, but it'll make some amount of money, so someone should buy it. It's coming out June 7th. The Crow is now open for bidding. And Dan might own it for 1. Nope, we got Mike coming in for 3. We got a lot of folks wanting this one. $3 at this point. $3. Could be a quick auction if nobody else is in. $4 now to the Tucked In T-shirts. $4. $4 going once. I'm typing in closed. Oh, and then, coming in from nowhere. Matt. Heather's like, what are you thinking? No, I'm kidding. Matt's got $5. Colby's got 6. And it's going once. It's going twice. And closed for $6. Another nice economical pickup for the Tucked In T-shirts. Colby, are you Laura, you guys must be big fans of the original Crow film.
Of course. Well, we were visiting Laura's family this weekend, and Laura's aunt says her trademark exclamation is "Holy Crow."
Oh, I like that.
I've never heard anything like it, and I think it's awesome. So.
I may have to use that. That's great. That is fantastic. Well, I'm sure the characters in this movie use much more aggressive language than that. Next up, we've got Bad Boys 4, which is coming out on June 14th. The last one, Bad Boys 3, came out in 2020, just before the pandemic, made $206 million. Quite a big success for them. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back, and boy, things will blow up. Bad Boys 4, now open for bids. Everyone loves a good action franchise. $1 to Dan right now. $2 to Matt. $3 to Mike. Everyone's getting Brian's for $4. We got quite a feeding frenzy here for Bad Boys 4. Brian's leading right now for $4. $5 for Dan. He's getting in. He's got to have a piece of almost every movie here. $5 for Dan. And we've got Matt with $6, just getting in under the wire. $7 to Brian. Everyone's really interested here. Is Will Smith still the box office draw? $7 to Brian right now. $7. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Brian for $7. Are you a fan of the franchise, Brian?
Yeah, the song maybe. Bad Boys, Bad Boys.
I don't even know if they use the song in the movies.
Probably not.
Find out.
At least maybe I don't know.
So, looking at our, we still have one team. Mether has the only team who hasn't purchased a movie yet. What are they thinking? Well, maybe they're saving all their money for this next film. It is Inside Out 2, coming out June 14th. It is the sequel. The first film came out all the way back in 2015, grossed $357 million, another Pixar entry. Are people excited to go back in the mind of that little girl whose name I don't remember because I never saw the movie? We're going to find out. Inside Out 2 is now open for bids. And whoa, Brian, I love it. Going right to 10. We're up to 12 for Mike and Laura. Gooper Troopers and Teddy love a good family film. We've got $11 to Mether. 14 for Colby and the tucked-in T-shirts. 16 to Brian. Now we're getting somewhere. We got 18 back to Matt. Still thinking we've got that Pixar charm here. 20 to Brian. Oh boy, we're cruising here. We're getting into Dune Part 2 pricing here. We're at 21 to Matt. We're going to see if there's any. If Brian, he's thinking about it. 21. We got 21 going once. 21. Oh boy, and we got 2. Mike just sniped him there. $22 at this one. Is Matt going to respond? We got $22 going once, $22 going twice, and we are going to know. Oh my goodness, he just beat me. $23 to Matt. He's sneaking in under the wire. $23 to Matt going once, going twice. No, and why do you make me say it if you're going to bid? No, Colby gets in now for 25. 26 to Mike. This will make it our most expensive movie purchase so far tonight. 26 to Rodecker and crew. $26 going once, going twice, and we're going to sell it. Mr. Mike and the Gooper Troopers and Teddy have picked that one up for a new high of $26. Are you now? Mike and Laura, are you guys a fan of looking into the minds of children?
Never seen the first one. I don't know anything about it. But I hear it's good.
That's the great thing about the Movie League. You don't have to know anything about the movie, just how much they make at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, Sean, what metric are we using again? Is it just domestic box office or is it total? It's only domestic. Okay.
Just domestic. That is correct. Great question.
It's whatever Sean deems.
Whatever causes the person that Sean wants to win.
Yeah, some will be domestic, some will be total.
Yeah, just throwing a few bucks here and there. No one's going to notice. Well, listen, we got to stay in franchise lane because we have A Quiet Place 3. It's A Quiet Place: Day One, the prequel. What happened when the Quiet things first came? I don't know anything about the movies, but I do know the first one came out in 2018, grossed $188 million. Its sequel in 2020 grossed $160. Who knows? Maybe we'll stay in the same territory. It's coming out June 28th, smack in the peak of summer. A Quiet Place: Day One is now open for bids to anyone who's willing to pay for it. We got we're going fast here. We got Dan with 3. Dan and Sarah already picked up a number of movies tonight, up to 5 now. Picking up 9 to Matt. Okay, Mether's getting serious here. We got $9 to Matt on this one. $9. Could it be their first movie tonight? $9 going once. I'm going to type in closed. Going twice. And sold. Congratulations to Mether picking up their first movie tonight.
I meant to hit 0, but finger slipped.
You were going to bid 0?
I was going to bid 0. I don't know. I've never seen any of those movies. I've heard they're good.
I recommend.
We got
They're
a
solid.
we got some Super Bowl hype. I think there was a commercial.
There was.
So
They are marketing the heck out of it. You are
Yeah.
not wrong, especially for a film that is so far out. Let's continue here for our next one, and we've got maybe the franchise of all franchises. If you're a child, you know those little funny yellow guys called the Minions, and they're back in Despicable Me 4, coming out July 3rd. It is the 4th in the franchise. I promise I won't read all the numbers because there are a lot of them, but the latest one was Despicable Me 3, coming out in 2017, grossed $264 million. The most recent Minions movie, Rise of Gru, grossed $369 million in 2022. Big movie from a big franchise. Fourth one coming out this summer, and we're going to get it. Despicable Me 4. Now open for bids. Dan Stark. And whoa, we got Matt going right to 20. Mether's not messing around. Are they going for a 25 to Colby and the tucked in t-shirts? We got 26 to Matt. Well, first to Brian. $26 here. This is Inside Out 2 money. Matt's going to take it up to $27 for Despicable Me 4. Despicable Me 4. Now we're up to 28. 28 for Brian. Will, Matt, and Mether respond? Going to 32 for some reason. $32. Matt is not messing around. He wants to own this one. This is going to be an exciting franchise coming out this July. $32 going once, $32 going twice, and it is going to be sold to Mether. Picking up back-to-back movies here. $32. Do you like the little minions there, Heather? You like the little minions?
Love the Minions.
They're they like the banana, you know. They're
They're so cute.
they're quite fun, and you own them now. Pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and continue on here, because we have actually. Let's do this. We're officially halfway through. We've done 15 movies, if you can believe it. And I would love to do a quick recap for the folks listening at home who may not be keeping as close a track as we are. In terms of where we are at, let's do it in terms of who has the most to the least money remaining. The team with the most money right now, McTastical, they have $78 remaining. Kaylee and Brian have purchased Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, and Bad Boys 4, action heavy. After them is the Tucked In T-shirts. They have $69 remaining. And they have 4 movies: Kung Fu Panda 4, The Fall Guy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and The Crow. Quite a collection. After that, with $62 remaining, Gooper Troopers and Teddy have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Godzilla, X-Kong, A New Empire, and Inside Out 2. After that, with $60 is The Good, The Bad, and The Bulgogi. Dune Part 2, Civil War, If, and the Garfield movie. And then finally, the fewest amount of dollars remaining, and also the fewest amount of films. Fair Mether fans have A Quiet Place Day 1 and Despicable Me 4. How's everyone feeling halfway through? Are we tracking with your strategies? Are we feeling confident? Colby's giving us some thumbs up.
Yeah. It's all going according to plan.
It's all going well.
That's always Dan's line. Is it though? Is it?
Say otherwise.
We'll find out in a year.
Back half of the year is pretty loaded too, so.
I was about to say, there's still a lot of money left out there. So, and some great movies like this one. I know you all have been waiting for this one. Big movie coming out this year. We all know and love. That's right. I did this late. We all know and love the original 1996's Twister. Believe it or not, the second highest grossing movie of 1996. This time, it's their kids. And the tornadoes are bigger. It's Twisters. It's coming out July 19th in a theater near you. And we are going to open the bid on this long-awaited sequel.
Are there sharks in the Twisters?
No sharks, but they're definitely... I read online when I was doing my research. This is a $200 million movie. So those tornadoes got to be pretty big.
There's also 2 Twisters. in this movie.
That's right, twins, as they called it in the original. I love the original Twister, by the way, actually. I have a soft spot for that film. It's great. So I will go see Twisters. But who's going to own it here? Tucked In T-shirts have $4 on it right now. Again, second highest grossing film of 1996. Does it still have any juice? We're going to find out. $4 going once. No, when the Group of Troopers and Teddy come in with $5. And we're back up to $6 from Colby and Laura. $6 right now is the high bid on Twisters. Going once. Going twice, and sold for $6 to our friends over here in the Tucked In T-shirts. Now, Colby, does your mother also like Twister?
Yeah, actually, I know that for a fact.
That's great. We got to go to the movies sometime. She's got fun taste. This is awesome. The all-mom slate. Next up, could be the biggest movie of the year. Certainly a long-hyped, awaited one. Coming out July 26th, smack in the middle of the summer. Deadpool and Wolverine, part of the MCU. This particular film follows Deadpool 1 and 2. The first one, $363 million in 2016. And the sequel, a very respectable $324 million in 2018. Now you throw in Hugh Jackman. We got a party going. Deadpool and Wolverine now open for bids. Let's see some big numbers, folks. We got $2 to Dan, kicking us off strong. $8 to Brian. We're up to 10 from Mether. Come on, guys. This is a Marvel movie. We're not going to let this go for less than 20. Come on. We got 13 right now. 14 to Dan. 14 to Dan and Sarah. People have no hype for this. We've got $16 right now for McTastical. $16. Going once. 17 to Mike and Laura. Jumping in there. 18 back. Brian wants this one. Brian, who's better, Deadpool or Wolverine?
Wolverine. Gonna go Wolverine.
Good answer. Good answer. 19 to Mether. Matt really had to think about that one for a while, but he's doing it. $19. 20 to Brian. Inching him up here. We're at the $20 mark. Wolverine, ampersand, Deadpool, going once, going twice, and Mike comes in at 21. Thinking about it. They're thinking about it. But Brian going straight to 23. Going once. No, and 24 for Mike. Just loves hearing me say the once twice thing. We got 25. Back to Brian. Let's see if we can keep inching this one up. I'm going to give you the 1. I'm going to give you the 2. And, of course, it's 26 from the Gooper Troopers and Teddy. What has Teddy done to you guys, man? What has happened? But we're back to 27 with Brian. 28 to Mike. Guys, come on. This is a punch-out, drag-out fight here. $30 to Brian. He's got to have it. He's got to have it. Bad Boys 4 and Deadpool and Wolverine is the most guys combination of all time. I can smell the masculinity. We got $30 to Brian. Going once. Going twice. And we are sold to Brian for $30 on Deadpool and Wolverine. I think, for whatever it's worth, I think that's a fantastic purchase, Brian. I think that's going to be a pretty good movie. I think you'll get your money's worth out of that. Well done, sir. Let's continue on here to our next. So, on the spectrum of superhero films, on one end you have Deadpool and Wolverine, and on the other you have Kraven the Hunter. With the recent disastrous performance of Sony's Spider-Verse film Madam Web, will anyone give a crap about Kraven the Hunter? Rumor is it will determine the rest of the franchise, so it better do well. So Sony's going to be promoting it. You never know. July 30th, this one's going to come out. It is Kraven the Hunter, and it is open for bid right here. We got $1 from Mr. Miller. We got $2 from the Tucked In T-shirts. And we're back for 3. This one is inching forward. $4, $5 to Mether.
I'm sensing Colby's mom is also a fan of this movie.
Kraven the Hunter. She has all the original comic books.
She can't get enough of Kraven.
And to be honest, Tucked In T-shirts might own it. They're at $6 right now. And unless another bid comes in, I'm going to start. No, we got 7 to Mether. We got 7 right now. We got $8 to Colby. I believe Madam Web's box office gross right now is about $20 million. Will Kraven the Hunter do better? We got $8 to Tucked In T-shirts going once, going twice, and we've sold it. $8. You guys are racking up the movies here.
You know Craven's backstory at all, Sean?
I do, actually. I do. I'm a fan of that's why I'm bummed that this Sony Spider-Verse thing is such a disaster, because I actually like these characters.
Mm.
What a bummer. And by the way, we'll have another member of the Sony Spider-Verse coming up later in Venom 3, so get excited for that. But a video game I'm familiar with, because I watched Colby play the entire thing, is finally being made into a film. 83 million copies of the video game sold. It's now going to be a live-action film starring Kate Blanchett and Jack Black, among other. Borderlands is coming to a theater near you this August 9th. Will fans go out for this video game adaptation? I don't know, but one of you is going to own it. The bid is open, and we're already up to $6 from Matt, $8 from Brian. Brian, are you a fan of Borderlands?
I played the first and second one a bit. I didn't play the third one.
Does that entice you to see the film?
I'm interested. They do a lot of fun things, so.
It seems like it's going to be a hoop. We have $8 to Brian. He's the leader right now. I'm going to start typing in closed here, so if anyone else wants a piece, now's the time. $8 going once, $8 going twice, and we are officially closed on Borderlands, going to Mictastical for $8. Very good. We're going to continue we go from an original film back to the franchises in Beetlejuice, I won't say it a third time, the sequel to the 1988 film. Michael Keaton is back, baby, and he is ready for this one on September 6th. A long-awaited sequel, Beetlejuice is now officially open for bid. We're already up to 6 from Matt. Very curious on this one, Matt. Are you a fan of the original Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice, yes, I am.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if the ghost with the most still has it. $7 now to the Tucked In T-shirts. They might walk away with it for $7. We have $7 right now. We're going to start counting it down here. $7, and it's $8 for Mather trying to get on this one. It'll pair well with A Quiet Place Day 1 and Despicable Me 4. But it's $9 now to the Tucked In T-shirts. Colby and Laura are not going to let this one go easily. $9 going once, $9 going twice, and it's up to 10 now. We got Matt and Heather jumping in. They want this one. $10 right now for Beetlejuice. $10 going once, $10 going twice. Tucked In T-shirts, they're thinking about it, and they're not going to get it because it's closed. $10 to Fair Mather fans on this one. A nice pickup. Very curious. We get the back half of the year here. We haven't seen trailers. We haven't seen plot synopses for some of these films. Real question marks. We don't usually do a whole year, so who knows? We're getting to the Wild West here, and nothing's more Wild West than Transformers 1, coming out September 13th. It is the 8th film in the franchise. The last one, Rise of the Beasts, grossed $157 million back in last year in 2023. This one brings everyone's favorites. Chris Hemsworth joins the cast in an all-robot, no-human film. Will fans of the franchise get excited? We're going to find out this September. Transformers 1's now open for bid. Dan jumps in for $3.
I think it's interesting, Sean, you say like it's a negative, but I think a lot of hardcore fans would say it's more pure this way. It's better. All robots, no humans.
Yeah, but then, is anything going to explode?
Everything should explode, right? All robots, all explosions.
It's a Transformers classic, up to $5 right now for Dan. No, I agree with you. See, this is why it's crazy. We haven't seen a single trailer or a single shot. There's no idea what it's going to look like. Wild stuff. $5 for Dan and Sarah right now. They might walk away with this and haven't picked up a movie in a while here. But no, not so fast. Tucked In T-shirts. They want to add this to their cavalcade of films at $6. $6 going once. Going twice, and it's going to go for $6 to Tucked In T-shirts, who I think own about half the movie so far. Incredible.
My mom doesn't like Transformers, but she didn't like the people, so maybe this one.
She's a fan of the robots, of course. Just wait until next summer's Craven
Really?
Hunter X
She's
Transformers.
a Transformers.
All about the
Ah, that's
baby.
right. She was a fan of the original cartoon. I gotcha. Next up is a film I can't tell you much about because the information on it is pretty light. But what I can tell you, it's a film called The Wild Robot. It is based on a popular children's book. But the reason I included it is because, it's from DreamWorks, and it's directed by the same guy who directed both Lilo and Stitch, as well as another major film. So though we haven't seen it and don't know a lot about it, it's pretty reputable, and it will be coming out at a time when there aren't a lot of other kids movies. September 20th. Who's ready to take a gamble on this Wild Robot? We got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, inching our way forward. We got $4. $4.
Is this also purely robots, this movie?
They're wild. That's about all I can tell you. Like literally, this thing like barely has a Wikipedia page. Let's see. It follows a futuristic robot that washes ashore on a deserted island. From there, a tale of survival and discovery begins when she becomes the unexpected protector to an orphaned gosling. Together, they struggle to survive in a harsh environment, but succeed with the help of a close-knit group of misfit animals. It's for the kids.
I don't know. It sounds a lot like Transformers.
Oh, and it says here they need to get the Energon Cube? I don't think that's right. Dan has it 9 right now. Dan and Sarah, $9. This kid's film is going to go once, it's going to go twice, and it's going to be sold for $9. The good, the bad, and the purchasers are getting this one for $9. And we're going to continue on to yet another sequel in a superhero franchise, Joker 2. I'm just going to call it Joker 2. The first Joker came out in 2019, grossed $335. Big success, surprise success that year. This sequel adds Lady Gaga to it, very interestingly. Will people still be interested in the bummer superhero film? We're going to find out this October 4th. Joker 2 is now open for bids. We've got $4 to Mather kicking us off here on this one. Interesting film. $5 to the Gooper Troopers and Teddy. $5 right now is the leading bid. We got 6 now to Mather. Interesting. Bids are still coming in as we look. There's still a lot of money out there. Gooper Troopers got $62 still left in their pocket here with only a handful of films. $7 now to Brian. Sorry, listen, I see the same list everyone else does. We've got we got Mike and Laura back here with $8. $8 is our leader on Joker 2. $8. I'm typing in closed here, guys. So if you want it, you got to get it now. $9 now to Mather. Inching our way forward, buck by buck, up to $9. Going once, but it ain't going long. $10 now for Mike and Laura. $10. Our top bid on Joker 2. This time with more Joker. Going once, going twice. And it's going to be sold for $10 to the Gooper Troopers and Teddy.
Wow. That's all I can say.
I agree. That
feels low.
I think, one of the stats I track is the ratio of dollar spent to dollar earned. And it wouldn't surprise me if that ranks up near our record books for a good value.
You discouraged everybody with Lady Gaga.
Put this way, people are going to love it or they're going to hate it, and that usually means money because both sides.
She's playing the Joker this time around, right?
Honestly, I might see that.
Batman.
Unfortunately not. She's just playing someone wicked and twisted. By the way, speaking of twisted, our next film here, another entry in the Spider-Verse. You loved Venom. You loved Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Now, there is... Actually, I think this one has a subtitle. Nope, it's tentatively titled Venom 3, though that may change. Coming out November 8th. The previous one, Venom 2, back in 2021, grossed $213 million. It's not a snoozer, but Venom 3 is now open for bid. In this one, I believe he wants to get the Spider-Man. $5 right now to Mather. That's our leading bid on Venom 3. Continuing this franchise, $6 now to Brian. $6 on Venom 3. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies left, guys. So Don't go home with money in your pockets. We got now $8 to Mike and Laura. Could they pair it with Joker 2? What a interesting double feature. Now up to $9 for the tucked in t-shirts.
Sean, you agreed that any money left over in our pockets after the show you would turn into Papa John's gift cards. Is that not correct?
All money left over will be donated to the Sean has a lot of student loans fund, which helps ones of people every year.
I'm pretty sure I heard the Papa John's gift card. I don't know where.
I didn't. Papa Sean's gift cards. $10 now to Brian. $10.
Papa John's is less racist as well, I think.
Yeah, a little less crazy, a little less racist. Still makes bad pizza. That experience is the same.
That's okay. I see.
That's the promise.
Okay, pizza, fair ingredients. Papa Sean's.
Papa Sean's. We're now at 11 for Mether. 11 on Venom 3. Going once, going twice, and it's going to be sold for $11 to Fairmother fans. Again, I think another potentially decent. We'll see if by the time Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter come out, if anybody's left, they might just see Venom 3. So that'll be interesting. Next up is a movie that is just fascinating to me because in terms of films that may or may not actually exist, a sequel to 2000's Gladiator, Oscar award-winning film, is Gladiator 2. Ridley Scott's back behind the cameras in a direct sequel to the original, coming out this November 22nd, a great Thanksgiving film for the whole family. Gladiator 2 is now open for bids.
Do you think we're going to see any exploding chariots in this one?
I hope so. I'm going to be honest with everybody. Of every single movie in this whole list, this is the one I think will get bumped to next year. I don't have any inside information, but it just seems like the kind of movie that late in the year that it's possible. It's possible.
Sean Jennings, old drinking buddies with Russell Crowe.
Scott, yeah, we're
legendary.
Tight. He orders a lot of Papa Sean's. We're up to $12 right now for Brian. Brian wants a piece of this epic, but it's overbid. $13 right now, tucked in t-shirts. $15 right now, back to Brian. He's not fooling around. 15 to Brian. We're going to head towards the closed here. Going once, going twice, and congratulations, Brian. You just bought it. $15 to McTastical.
As long as it comes out, I think that could be a big one.
I think so. It could be interesting. We'll see if people are still doing the Romans thing. Guys, we're down to our final 5 movies here, if you can believe it. We're flying, which is pretty exciting. Next up, it's the biggest Broadway musical of, I think, all time, or certainly a very large one. It's now becoming a 2-part movie. This is the first one. Wicked: Part 1 is going to hit theaters in November 27th. A musical for the whole family. They just debuted the trailer during the Super Bowl. Are people excited to see Broadway on the big screen? We're going to find out. Wicked: Part 1 is now open. Dan's going to start us with $1, and we're already up to 10 for tucked in t-shirts. Can't say I'm surprised. This does seem like a mom movie, but I don't want to assume the tastes of Colby's mom on this one. We're up to 17 now for tucked in t-shirts. $17 now. 18. Has anyone actually seen Wicked in the theater? Any Wicked fans here? Heather has. Are you excited about the film?
I am.
It's exciting. Is Ariana Grande's in the film? I believe.
Matt just told me. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, big stars in this one. And look at that. We're already up to $24. And we have 25 times 1. Be careful you don't mistype that, because if you bid times 2, I will take your money. We're now up to 26 in the tucked-in t-shirts. Who says you can't have fun with math? We're now up to 27 for the group of Troopers and Teddy. 28 now. We're inching our way forward. Will we hit the $30 mark? We're going to find out here in a second. If we don't get another bid, I'm going to start to close at $29 now. 29 for Wicked Part 1. We're now up to 30. We've hit the 30 mark. Colby and Laura. It's the battle of the Lauras. Who's going to get it? And look at that, Matt's coming in at 31, but Tucked In T-Shirt's going to take it back at $33 here. Which Laura will reign supreme? $33, now up to 34 for Mike and Laura. 34, now up to 36. Oh boy, people are excited for this one. $36. $36 going once. Going twice, and look at that, double bid slipping in here. Matt's going to have top billing, $38 right now on Wicked: Part 1. $38 going once. They're thinking about it. Oh, and look at that, not to be outbid. Mike and Laura, $39. They're serious about this. They're not fooling around. $39. Now we're up to 40. Guys, this is our most expensive movie so far, believe it or not. Up to $40 now, and still going. $40 going once. But not anymore. $41 now is our bid on this one. 42 now for Colby and Laura. $42. I'm just running out of... Now we're up to 49. That's it. That's how you do it. $49 for our good friends, the Gooper
Ruthless.
and unfortunately, the Tucked In T-Shirts don't have any more money to bid. They've been outbid. And there is another team that could outbid them, but we're going to see if they do it. 49 going once, 49 going twice, and it's sold. Our most expensive movie, nearly half their whole budget for Wicked Part 1. What's the strategy here, Gooper Troopers and Teddy?
We just love witches.
Just you can feel the magic.
Freaking witches,
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Really our thing. But there's nothing left, right? Like if we spent $30 on this, we can't do anything else with 20. So
you might, like I said, people are going to go home with cash today. There's only so many movies left, so
not us.
These last couple are going to. It's funny because I always do these like. I have this spreadsheet where I track all this stuff because I have no life. And so I'll say, like, the highest costing movie and the lowest. This throws the whole... It's always the end movies that end up, why did someone pay $56 for what... I don't know. I got to get a life. All right. Next up, we have an animated entry from a surprising franchise. The Lord of the Rings is coming to the animated sector. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. It is a prequel film that's going to be animated by our good friends over at the Warner Brothers. It's going to come out December 13th. Is it for kids? Is it for adults? I'm not sure, but it might be for one of you. The Lord of the Rings animated film is now open for bids. And Mike and Laura bet their final $3, but they're not going to get it. We're already up to 4. Sorry, guys. Not this time. 5 for Brian, 6 for Mether. We definitely a lot of money still out there. $6 right now to Fairmeather fans. This cannot be given to them for $6, folks. And I didn't think so. $7. I can goad you guys into doing anything. $8 now for Mether. $8. A bargain at any price. A film we have no reference for what it looks like or what it's about, but it is on the calendar. $8 for Mether going once, going twice. I love Colby. You made him pay an extra $1. No! Oh, they actually want it. $9. $9. The question is, will Mether respond? $9 going once, going twice, and they cannot have it. $10 now for Mether, up to double digits on this. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Whatevers. $10 right now. $10 going once. It's going twice. And it's going to be sold. Congratulations. Got bid up a couple bucks there, but in the end, Mether, you guys claimed it.
I did not know this movie was animated.
Yep. Fully animated. Is that good or bad?
Not neither. I just didn't know that. I didn't really know that this movie was coming out this year.
Is that 2D animation or like 3D, like illumination animation? Like, what are we saying?
I'm not joking. When we get this far down the list, it barely has a Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay. According to the Wikipedia, it will be its first production, the first production of Sola Entertainment, using an hand-drawn animation in a style reminiscent of traditional anime productions. So it's going to be kind of like an anime.
Great. No, I'm just playing. I think it's great. Brings back some of the voice cast from the live-action film, so it should be good. We're down to our final 3 movies here. And we got a Disney production coming up here. You all know and love the live-action Disney remakes, especially The Lion King, the one that made the weird decision to make the lions super realistic. Well, they're back with a prequel. You always wondered, where did Mufasa come from? Well, we're going to find out this December 20th. This prequel film from our friends at Disney take us back in time with the Lion King gang. Mufasa: The Lion King, is the film that is now open for bid. Coming out, a great Christmas time film. I would say for the whole family, but it might frighten young ones. We're up to $5 right now for Brian. $5. $5 is the bid. We got a couple of teams here with some money left. I don't know what they're saving it for. $5 to Brian going once. Oh, this is going to be a bargain at any price. But we're up to 10. We're up to 10. And Heather, is that your first bid tonight?
We're in discussion.
I think it's excellent. Everyone's welcome to bid, but we're up to $10 right now for the tucked in t-shirts. And Heather's coming back with 11. She wants this one. Come on, guys. It's her first. No. Colby and Laura say, I don't think so. They just love these hyper-realistic lions. Now we're up to 16 for Heather. Up to 20. Oh, no. This movie's going for a lot of money here. 21 to Heather. Let's see. I'm looking at where these teams tap out in their remaining dollars. 21 right now to Heather. We're going to see if Tucked In T-Shirts is going to save their dollars for another movie. No, they want to spend it. 28 now for Mufasa.
49.
Will they max out? That's up to Heather right now. 28 going once. 28 going twice. And it's going to be sold. Heather,
Who thumbs it down?
A little too rich for your pockets, Heather? Well, guys, we're down to our final two movies, and I will once again remind you that you're not taking the leftovers home. Those go in my pocket to make bad pizza. But we have a kids movie, an animated film, right in time for the holidays. It is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, the original Sonic back in 2020 made $149 million, so that was kind of pandemic shortened. And Sonic 2 made more, $190 million in 2022. There's also a Knuckles series coming out on Paramount Plus. So they're pushing the franchise. Going to be a lot of marketing behind this one. Will people get excited for that fast blue hedgehog? We're going to find out here. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, open for business. And already $50. Dan and Sarah, not messing around, saving my voice. Thank you. I only have so much left to give. And
It's all going according to plan.
Oh, brilliant. They saw it coming. Somehow that's going to be our most expensive movie tonight. $50 sold to Dan and Sarah. With the most money left, they get it by default. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that brings us to our final film, guys. I'm not going to pretend to guess who's going to get it, because maybe the team with the most money doesn't care. But Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers, the same director who directed The Witch, among other films, is bringing his eye to a remake of the all-time vampire classic. This time, the titular role played by Bill Skarsgård. Our final film, coming out on Christmas for some reason, Nosferatu, is open. And look at that. Interestingly enough,
Who gets it? Me or Heather?
Yeah, you guys both
Who gets
teammates
it?
bid on it. So that's why I was like, there were two $28 bids, and I'm like, oh, that's Matt and Heather, and they're on the same team. You really broke my brain there for a minute.
Good.
Well, they have the most amount of money left. No one else is going to compete. For somehow, this is really going to break our stats. $28, Fairmeather fans, by our last movie, Nosferatu. And guys, I can say it, the draft is now officially over. Congratulations. Well done. Let's do a quick recap of who bought what. We'll do a little bit of commentary and send you all on your way. Get you some sleep this evening. Let's, again, do it in order of dollars remaining. And we'll start with the team that spent all their money, $100 gone for Fairmeather fans. And they picked up an interesting collection of films. A Quiet Place Day 1, Despicable Me 4, Beetlejuice, Venom 3, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Room, and Nosferatu. Why don't we do this in the interest of time? Matt, Heather, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 the draft went perfectly and you're going to win this whole thing. One is, what a disaster. How do you rate your performance tonight?
52.
Confident. Okay, we'll go with that. That's great. Next up, with only $1 remaining, still pretty efficient. The good, the bad, and the bulgogi. Dune Part 2, Civil War, If, the Garfield movie, The Wild Robot, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Dan and Sarah, how would you rate your performance tonight?
A solid 8.
You got
It mostly went according to plan.
What did you want? That you
We got all of the movies we wanted. We did not get that many other movies.
Brilliant. That's incredible. I got to respect that. Next up, with $3 remaining, again, a pretty solid performance, Gooper Troopers and Teddy picked up Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, Inside Out 2, Joker 2, and Wicked Part. You guys got more colons than I think any other team. A great
Colby and Laura's favorite.
All went according to plan.
Yes.
So you feel pretty confident?
We're
Our colons.
confidence in the colons.
Confidence in the colons.
Well, you've definitely got your next team name locked down.
I think if you guys,
Colon.
because by the way, I should mention we've done it. The winner will get a physical trophy, and if you guys get a trophy, maybe I'll find one that's like a big colon with like a plaque on it. I think that would be a hoot.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Great job. Tucked in T-shirts. I gotta say, this might be a performance for the record books. You somehow have $21 remaining, but picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies. That's not an all-time record, but I do think it's with that much money remaining. Pretty impressive. Kung Fu Panda 4, The Fall Guy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, The Crow, Twisters, Kraven the Hunter, Transformers 1, Mufasa, The Lion King. How are you guys feeling?
You know, Sean, we just trusted our colons, and here we are.
There's a lot in there. But you also got some interesting originals: The Fall Guy, The Crow, even Twisters to some degree, Kraven the Hunter. You're high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
finally, the team that I believe, if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, bought the fewest movies and has the most dollars remaining at 25, but got some big hitters. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, Bad Boys 4, Deadpool & Wolverine, Borderlands, and Gladiator 2. It is McTastical. Now I see Kaylee has put the kids down and is now joining us. Kaylee, when you hear that list of films, how are you feeling about Brian's performance?
Are we muted?
Sure.
I'm just learning about most of these movies right now. I did not know that any of these movies were coming out, so I'm excited.
Excellent. Well, it's a solid list you've got there. All 30 movies are gone. Super appreciate all you guys being here, taking the time to join us. We're going to be tracking this all year long on the Up for Debate podcast at upfordebate.tv, or subscribe wherever you get podcasts. The audio version as well as the video of this episode and all the other episodes are on our YouTube channel. I will also say we're going to be tweeting out the results every week, and I'll be sending them to you guys every week so we can keep track all season long. You're not going to want to miss it. And, of course, you can get a hold of us, upfordebatetv@gmail.com, if you want to comment on how well or not well all of these teams did.
Wait. Tell them about March Madness.
Oh, do I have to? Guys,
Yes. You're contractually obligated.
we love Matt so much, we gave him an entire theme month, March Madness. He can program it any way he wants in any topic. And now, is this the third year running, fourth year running?
I believe this is the 4th, right? Wasn't this like a pandemic thing that you thought was only going to last for the pandemic?
Unless you change your mind, Matt.
But
We're going
it
to be doing
didn't.
text-based adventure games. So we will probably get Dream Daddy in there, and we might find a couple of new ones as well, where Matt and I read a lot and fumble around. And also, Matt, I really think we could squeeze it in. I pitched Matt an episode on tea.
You're really into this tea episode.
I've never drank hot tea in my life ever. Not
I
once.
that
don't know how
can't
to
be
make
true.
it. I don't know how to drink it. So we might do a tea episode where I make tea live on the show and Matt talks me through it. So we got a lot of great stuff coming up in March and into April. You're not going to want to miss it.
Let's just say there might be a few surprises in this March Madness. Let's say it goes beyond the text adventure
He knows how much I hate it.
realm.
Just he knows. He knows I despise it. And by the way, I just want to point out March Madness ran all the way into May last year. So
It was a long one.
I'm keeping my eyes on you.
Are we sure Madness isn't a better better term for this.
a good
Where were
point.
you 5 years ago?
Well, I'm here now.
We're just gonna call it Matt Madness, and
And then it could be.
I think we should just rename the podcast Matt Madness.
no.
Why stop there? Let's
By
just.
the way, I'd like to point out we had Sean Tember, and that's just disappeared. I don't know where that went. I lost my month.
Matt Madness, co-starring Sean.
All right, we got it before Matt's head gets any
With,
bigger.
with
Featuring
Papa
Sean.
Sean's as the sponsor.
Yeah,
Sponsored by Papa Sean.
That's right, promotional consideration. Guys, we're done here. Thank you all so much for being here. On behalf of Matt and all of our great guests, I'm Sean. We appreciate seeing you, and we're going to have you next time for another great episode of Up for Debate.